Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. When most civilians think about the Navy, they imagine heavily armed warships, aircraft carriers, and submarines. However, it's possible that no single entity is more important to naval operations than U.S. Military Sealift Command. The MSC is the logistics arm of the U.S. Navy, operating a fleet of ships that provides the supplies, transportation, and support the military needs to do its job all around the world. And when speed is paramount, the MSC calls on its fastest ships, the Spearhead class. Spearhead class vessels are known as EPFs, or Expeditionary Fast Transport Ships. They were introduced by the U.S. Navy in the early 2000s as a way to provide fast, flexible, and cost-effective transportation for troops, military vehicles, and equipment. Naval commanders immediately took note of how effectively the vessels were able to fill their logistical gaps. With a top speed of 45 knots, Spearhead-class ships are among the fastest vessels in the U.S. fleet. This speed is the result of their open hull and shallow draft design, which drastically reduces drag as the ship moves through the water. The 100-meter-long ships also boast a modular design, which allows the deck space to be quickly reconfigured for a wide variety of cargo. In 2016, the U.S. Navy officially launched its 7th Spearhead-class vessel, the USNS Carson City. Like the other ships in its class, the Carson City is a catamaran-style vessel with a shallow draft that allows it to move in just 12 feet of water. It was built at Austell, USA in Mobile, Alabama, and had its official rollout on the 16th of January. During this process, the ship is placed atop a series of heavy-duty tow vehicles, which act as wheels to move the 1,515-ton vessel slowly toward the water. The vessel is then placed atop a barge so that it can be towed to a nearby dry dock. Once filled, a fleet of tugboats can move the Carson City out to sea so that it can officially begin operation. Spearhead-class ships are designed for maximum versatility. One of their most important duties is transporting vehicles and construction equipment to and from various locations. For this purpose, its 1,900 square meter mission bay is equipped with a movable ramp capable of supporting up to 100 tons of weight. This feature can drastically speed up loading and embarkation, with vehicles simply driving on board to be secured in the bay. Upon reaching the destination, the vehicles are driven off via the same ramp, while the crew works to ensure the process is quick, easy, and efficient. While most duties involving the operation of the vessel fall to the captain, it is the chief mate who is responsible for overseeing cargo operations, ensuring vehicles are properly stowed, and that the ship's stability is maintained.
Chief mate on board is mainly responsible for the force protection and all cargo that we onload and offload to each port. We're also responsible for training the entire crew as well as any mill-det or riders we have on board.
The chief mate is also responsible for coordinating with the crew to guarantee safe navigation and docking procedures. As Spearhead-class vessels like the Carson City boast more than 600 short tons of carrying capacity, it is crucial that weight be dispersed evenly and any shifting minimized. The USNS Carson City has an average crew complement of 22, a number that can be increased to 41 depending on the mission. The ship also carries an average of just over 300 troops. However, the ship is not considered a combat vessel. The most common crew roles include the engineers responsible for maintaining the ship's systems, deckhands to assist in loading operations, and culinary specialists managing the ship's kitchen and meal preparation. Like other vessels, the ship boasts a bosun, who is responsible for maintaining the ship's rigging, anchors, lifeboats, and other critical deck equipment, and a crew of officers to oversee the crew itself. In some cases, the U.S. Navy may need to move something far larger than any Spearhead-class vessel could handle. On such occasions, they can rely on the expeditionary transfer docks like the USNS Montford Point. At 240 meters long, they essentially function as floating cargo platforms, serving as a bridge between larger transport ships and shore-based operations. Like their Spearhead-class counterparts, they boast a modular design that allows the vessel to be customized based on the specific mission requirements. In one such configuration, the ship acts as a docking station for landing craft.
Since she was another 9 feet down, that would be even with the skin of that ship, so we're looking at next year.
This is thanks to the inclusion of a ballast system that allows the ship's captain to lower the ship's deck to just above the waterline. The U.S. Navy is currently working to construct more expeditionary transfer docks. The ships were designed in 2010 by the National Steel and Shipbuilding Company in San Diego which began building the first of the new ships the following July. Though it may look rather simplistic, the ESD was the first of its kind, a combination of a heavy lifting vessel, cargo ship, and mobile sea base. NASSCO based its design heavily on Alaska-class crude oil carriers, creating a wide flat hull and open deck that could maximize stability no matter what the ship is carrying.
What our engineers came up with was an idea to reuse an existing commercial tanker design where we carved out the cargo tanks that normally would carry oil. The Navy and Marine Corps are coming up with pretty inventive ways to take a platform like this and use it in interesting and different ways than originally conceived.
After the introduction of the new vessels, both the U.S. Navy and NASSCO were eager to prove it could perform as expected. In 2016, the USNS John Glenn and another ship, the Fred W. Stockham, executed a skin-to-skin maneuver in which two vessels are brought together in extremely close proximity. During the exercise, a ramp was erected between the two boats, and a series of heavy-duty vehicles were driven across while it was still in the middle of the ocean. This offered much-needed proof of concept regarding the vessel's design. In order to further expand its ability to move cargo from ship to shore, the U.S. Navy introduced the Improved Navy Lighterage System, or INLS. This flat, modular structure comprises various modular platforms that can be configured in different ways depending on the given task. There are powered and unpowered sections, resulting in a simple flat-top cargo boat that can also be used to create floating ferries or roadways. The INLS's unique design ensures it can operate in very shallow waters and can even move non-powered sections onto the shore for easier loading and unloading. One of the great benefits of the INLS is that it can be easily assembled and deployed by vessels while at sea. In most cases, the powered module is put into the water first. After it is confirmed to operate as expected, one or more unpowered modules can be deployed next to it. Onboard crews can then align the version sections, all of which feature a system of interlocking connectors that allow them to link together securely. Once they are assembled, crews will perform a quick stability check and alert the deploying ship if they require ballast. From here, ramps and other accessories can be added, followed by the necessary cargo. The improved Navy Lighterage system has a draft of just 4 feet and a speed of around 10 knots. When assembled to 87 feet, it can carry as much as 25 tons at once. The INLS is critical to facilitating operations in areas with limited or no port infrastructure. In situations where traditional ports are damaged, too shallow, or non-existent, the INLS enables the transfer of cargo, ships, and personnel from ships directly to shore and back again. Alongside vessels like the Expeditionary Transport Dock and Spearhead-class transport ships, they help form a strong foundation from which the U.S. Navy can launch a wide range of military and humanitarian operations. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.